So real quickly before this video did get started, I did want to say thank you to all my subscribers. We are almost at 500 subscribers. And at the time of editing this video, we'll probably be right at 500 subscribers. So I decided to do a little giveaway. And if you're not one yet, all you got to do is hit the like and subscribe button for me. And in a few months' time, I'll go ahead and pick one lucky subscriber from my current list and give away this neat little boat maintenance package as a tribute to my most viewed videos. So again, thank you guys for subscribing, and back to the actual video. What's up everybody, and welcome back to an episode of Project Complete. Today we are doing a lower gear unit change. Alright, so welcome back to an episode of Project Complete. Today we're going to be doing some more maintenance on the Glastron. This boat is a 1978 Glastron tri-hull with an 85 horsepower Johnson motor on it. It's a 2-stroke carbureted motor, so it's very simple to work on, and it's very simple to do this maintenance as well. You only need a few tools to do it, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it so you can save yourself a little bit of money. I did want to go over this guy too. This was the trim and tilt wrench. As you can see, it has 3 little pins in it. I had a lot of questions about it, so I thought I would mention it. This one in particular is just a 3-pronged wrench, and it has a spot for a ratchet or a breaker bar. So as you can tell right here, it comes with 2 different pin sizes. They come with, I believe, a little bit larger pins, but that doesn't really have anything to do with this video. Just thought I'd mention it. And again, if you're searching for any of the tools in this video, I'll leave all the links down in the description below for you, and you can purchase them through that link just so you know exactly what they are. Alright, so real quick, let's go over the tools you guys will need. You'll need some sort of flathead screwdriver, the larger the better, and they can strip out. So I like to use a very large stubby screwdriver. These screwdrivers are also great. They're made by Craftsman. They have a diamond grit tip, so they reduce stripping. And if you're having a lot of trouble, we have something along the lines of this. This is called an impact driver. You take it and then you hit a hammer on the end and it'll make like a quarter turn and pop a screw loose. But you shouldn't really need this. Alright, let's talk about pumps. So the only tools you guys probably won't have is something like this. It's just a little manual pump. And it has threads on the bottom in order to attach the bottom screw. Now let's talk about oil. I use an 80W20 gear oil. I don't use a really high quality oil because I do change it every year, and this is a maintenance that you guys should be doing every year anyways. And just for good measure, I do have some PP Blaster. I like to spray the screws ahead of time just to get any corrosion off. It makes them easier to come off, and it makes them less prone to stripping. So if you do have some of this, great. If you don't, then that's not the big of a deal. And lastly, you'll need some sort of a catch can. Any oil catch can should do. Without further ado, let's get to the project. Let's talk a little bit about these 2 screws. The bottom one is your drain and fill, and the top is your level indicator. So there's 2 screws, you take them both off. Let's stick a pan under it. Pop the bottom one loose. Pop the top one. Careful really to not strip it. Some air into the system. The bottom screw has a little magnet on it right there, so check that. Make sure you don't have a whole bunch of metal shavings on it, because if you do, that means your gears are grinding. Alright, so we're going to let it drain for a little while, and we'll come back and I'll show you guys how to refill it. Alright, so the draining has slowed significantly, and it looks like we got most of it out. I like to do one extra step, which is kind of flush the system with some new clean gear lube. You'll just want to thread that in the upper one, give it a few little pumps, and flush out the system a little bit, and it should just flow right out the bottom. Alright, so now we'll take the pump back out of the top and put it back in the bottom hole to start refilling it. Alright, so the pump can be a little bit difficult to get in there. Mine's at an angle, and there's just a plastic threads on this pump. So just make sure you get in there, and it does need to be threaded in. Alright, so once your pump's threaded in, you just keep pumping until it starts to pour out of the top of your hole, and that's how you know where the level's at. Alright, so it just starts pouring out of the top hole. Know we're full. Make sure you have your top screw, the one that does not have the magnet in it. Put that one in first. Alright, so now's the tricky part. We know it's full, the top screw's back in, and the reason why you put that top screw back in is because it creates a little bit of suction and gives you a little bit more time to put the bottom screw back in. So you're going to unthread this as quickly as possible, put your screw back in, and have your screwdriver ready. I like to give it a couple extra pumps. I forgot actually how messy it gets, so I probably should have put a towel down or some type of box or something. So pro tip for that later. Well, alright, thank you guys for watching. Hope this video helped you guys out. Maybe saves you a little bit of money to do your own boat maintenance, as well as preventing possible problems from not lubricating this bottom gear unit. So again, the only thing you guys will need for this is AW90 gear lube and this little manual pump and a screwdriver. And if you guys have any questions about any of the products I use, feel free to check the link down in the description below. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and if you can, hit the like and subscribe button for me. Up next, I will be replacing these lights and showing you guys old boater's trick for wiring lights.